We're going to talk a little bit about expectations, and then I'm going to tell you that I am being wildly unrealistic tonight. Let's just get it out there. I am trying to do a 2-hour kickoff meeting and call one all at the same time in 45 minutes. So I might talk fast, and you might have to replay this because we are going to hit the ground running. So the very first thing you need to do is print the participant workbook, okay? Right here is an example. Doesn't have to be in color. Can be in black and white, okay? Or again, upload it to your tablet.
Where do we find it?
You are going to go to training and resources on the home office website, okay?
Okay.
And you're going to go to Director Bound, and you're going to click on that. And if you are a consultant and below, it is going to pull up the participant guide and the handouts. If you are a director and above, you are going to have access to the leader's information, which is why I have too many pieces of paper now in front of me. Oops, wait a minute. I'm going to move one that has to do with the business builder. Okay, so that is one of my expectations of you, is to get the participation guide printed or downloaded to your tablet, and I need you to actually use it. So that's expectation number one, okay? It doesn't matter how great the book is if you don't open and read it. It's just something decorative around your house. So I need you to go through it. The next thing is I need you to find the commitment form. There is a commitment form, and you need to look this over, and you might be auditing Director Bound, okay? Because the commitment form is going to ask you to get 8 shows a month and recruit 2 people.
A month?
A month. A month. Okay? So some of you are ready to do that, and you're going to be able to do it like that. Some of you might be auditing this program so you know what is expected of you, and you get ready to sign that commitment form. I know that there are brand new people who do this in 90 days. So I think everybody on the call has been doing this longer than 90 days.
No, not everybody.
No? Okay, so we've got some fast track people on here. Remember, 114 new fast track directors this year. 114 people said it's no problem, I can do that. And the reason why there aren't more is because it's building. The more people who go out there and do it, the more people believe that they can do it, and the more people are gonna do it. So get out of your own way, believe that you can do this, all right? And go for the 8 shows a month. Maybe they're virtual shows, maybe they're catalog shows, maybe they're cooking shows, maybe they're a combination of all of the above. Maybe you're gonna have to do what I did when I just started with this company. I did 3 of my own shows in my home. I did my own 3 first shows because I knew enough people to invite, but I didn't know enough people to ask to do shows for me. And that's how I got started. And I'm also a big, huge proponent of vendor events. Okay? So Karen, you had a question?
Yeah. Are we going to discuss how to, I guess, reach out to people to host shows and things like that during this class?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to make myself a big note, and I'm going to put zip, nada, and bookings from bookings. to remind me to talk about that. There's a little section on it, but I want to differentiate how you get bookings from nothing. Because a lot of people need to go to the moving your business, even though they haven't moved. Because that's the getting bookings from zip, not a zilch. All right, so the very first thing about the kickoff class, and hopefully you're here on Director Bound because you know you want to be in leadership. You know that managers make more money in the industry usually than just sellers, and you want to stretch yourself and be a leader, or you want to make more money, or you like to help people, whatever it is. But basically, there are some benefits to being a director, and that's really what the kickoff class is all about. Now, I know that Sarah and Autumn and Katie and Kimberly were all at conference when we got together for our meeting. I think it was Friday night, and we were able to recognize a brand new director. And we went through what's called a director pile-on. And see this kind of sizable, I hope, are you guys seeing me? I'm looking at Karen. So she's, she's on my big, huge screen. I'm looking at Karen. So I don't know. Anyhow, so we're going to talk a little bit about the benefits of directorship. And that's basically what the kickoff call is all about, is the benefits and getting people ready to make the commitment because they know that they want the benefits. In your participation guide, you will find the career chart, and it will show you the different pay levels and the commission levels that are from senior consultant, team leader, all the way up. It kind of looks like this little grid in color. And it is page 4, I believe, in their participation stuff. It starts to that. Anyhow, so you want to look at that, and it also tells you what the different pay rate is at each level. So when I'm selling the way I want to sell, I can make 30% on my sales. Yeah, 30%. Anyhow, so let's just do it really, really quick. So you get discounted travel points for the incentive track. You get the professional development awards. I almost need a mirror here. I can read backwards. How do I get me?
There's in the top right-hand corner, I have speaker view. And if you click on that, you should be able to click to have gallery views. And if I have gallery, I can see everybody. But I don't know, you want mirror?
Well, I just want me big because then I can read my papers backwards. Has nothing to do with wanting to look at me. I'm going to cover my face with them.
Try clicking speaker view.
Speaker view.
It's in the top right.
I have gallery view.
Click it again.
There we go. Oh, it's you.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Help me. Help me. All right. I might have to be up and down.
I think if she mutes her device and you start talking, your face will pop up because whoever's talking's face will pop up.
Okay. All right. So don't mute me. I am so sorry. All right. I'm going to keep going. So there is an activity bonus that we get for each person on our team. And this basically helps us pay for our food that we might provide at our meetings, for our demos, any expenses that we have mailing things to people. It's surprisingly how fast this goes. If we have a conference cash kind of program, any awards that we do on our own, all kinds of stuff that just helps cover the business expenses for the director, so that you are making money as a director instead of just spending money. We get a career title pin, and the first level at the director is a silver lapel pin. I love my little pin. Okay. New Director Academy, they do these periodically, and as a new director, you can earn $250 worth of airfare, and there's no registration fee for New Director Academy, and you can go in fairly inexpensively and go to take additional training. I believe the last thing they did was special online training, so that there wasn't a fee. They actually did it online.
That'd be great.
Here's everybody's favorite director benefit, the new product samples. And this is twice a year. I know Katie's excited about that. She's whooping it up there. I love earning the new products. Now, we don't always get every single one of them, but we get the majority of them. And as a consultant, I can earn a set, and I can also buy a set for half price. So this is a nice little benefit. So I know a lot of people love that about being a director. Special recognition and gifts at monthly meeting. So a lot of times, if your upline is recognizing you, I know I do a director newsletter where they're kind of categorized out a little bit. They get different recognition, and also at national conference, and sometimes we have leadership. The directors get different training as well as different recognition. Fast Track Director Program. And people say, well, I've been in the company a while. This doesn't apply to me. Well, it applies to every new consultant you bring in the business. This is a huge benefit that you don't have to pay for, that you can market to your new consultants. And they are happy to help train you how to present this, what the words are, and, the people who are being successful with it. Okay, I guess this was the first page of the Director Pylon. Okay, upside down, additional income. I went through and I looked at my directors, and most directors are earning an additional $300 to $1,000 a month on being a leader with the company. So when you see 3% and you get 3% of your team's sales, that's usually what it adds up to as a new director, additional pay that you're going to be receiving as a leader. And it doesn't take that much time when you're building a smaller team. It doesn't take as much time. People ask me how much I work, and they know that Dana works 30 hours a week for me, and I have another gal who helps me on some special projects. So we're working a lot in this office. But when you're a new director, I think I probably worked 5 extra hours a week. It wasn't that time consuming. Most of it was on the phone. You also get a 30% discount as a director. And so instead of the 20% you get as a consultant, it goes up to 30% off. $250 Pampered Chef dollars when you promote. That is exciting. You can only get this one time. So if you're a re-promote and you got it the time before, you don't get it again. But if you never receive this benefit and it's new since the last time you promoted, you will get it as well. Obviously, we have special ribbons connoting our level with the company. Directors' ribbons are red. And so you'll see red aprons, red sashes, red dresses, red. It's a power color, and you're eligible for that red ribbon. Okay, also directors' events, lunches. There are occasionally special trips to the spa that only directors and above can earn. I haven't done one of those for a while. I need to do that. Okay. We did have a special directors event where we had a great training, And then we also had a fun party afterwards at National Conference for the directors. You get a recruiting bonus and special recognition. Somebody came up with another one that I didn't realize, but basically you do want to peruse what the benefits are for promoting up. And maybe you're at the consultant level, you want to look really closely and set your goals on what the benefits are for becoming a senior consultant. And as soon as you become a senior consultant or you're on your way to do that, you want to look at the team leader. So as soon as you look at team leader, then you want to get going on the director. And as soon as you hit a director, the advanced director. So in the very beginning, I kind of looked at the career plan. I understood it. But then what I started doing is I started focusing on the next level. And as soon as I hit that level, what the next level was. And I kept that in front of my face. So hopefully you are getting that and you are excited about the benefits of directorship. One of the benefits that I didn't realize that I needed and that I would get was a chance to be a leader and to help people and guide people and coach people, and the satisfaction that came from that was even more rewarding than doing it for myself. Okay, they are going to ask you to fill out an independent sales director agreement. So even if you hit all of the qualifications with the company, they don't automatically assume that you want the perks to go with it and that you're taking on the responsibility. So you do get to look over your independent sales director contract, and that's something that you can download in the policy area of the company's website. So just so you know, you get a say in this. Okay, so we are moving on to call number 1. So that was the 2-hour kickoff call. Sorry. Sorry, that was really abbreviated. So what we want to do is we want to teach you to connect with people. So if you are brand new and you're your first person, the company during the Director Bound program is going to give you the words to ask people about becoming a leader with this company. They are going to they're going to give you the script that says, "Hi, I'm Kristen King and I'm brand new, but I'm going for leadership with the company. And so I thought that maybe you might want to do it with me, and that both of us could become leaders at the same time. There's a fast track to director program. If we do it, we are both going to get the $250 for promoting, and then we're going to get an additional $250 from the company for doing it in less than 90 days. Okay? So then, the script is there for you. So, and then you're going to just write down who said yes, they want to do it with you, and who doesn't want to do it. And there's great tracking information for leaders on that. All right, so I need to change the screen here. Okay. So here's the commitment form for the Director Bound course. That's what it looks like. It is page 9 of your participation guide. And my little notes on that is that you need to, in this course, you're going to identify strengths and weaknesses. You're going to work on scheduling a strong show schedule. You're going to check in weekly with your upline and just say, this is what I'm doing. This is what's going right. Here's my challenges. Challenges can only take 5 minutes of the call. The rest of the time, you're being accountable sorry, no pointing fingers. Okay, I'll point it at myself. You're going to be accountable, to doing what you said you're going to do. And that is one of the most motivating things for some people, is that they know that they're going to have to pick up the phone once a week and say, I made this many phone calls. I got this many shows on my schedule. I'm getting close to my 8 shows. I decided to do my own show at my home. I booked this vendor event. I tried the catalog challenge that we're going to have, the mini catalog challenge that you're going to get today. And these are my results. Here's the tracking on my leads. Here's the tracking on my shows for my shows. Okay, so, and there is a place to write all of this stuff down. Again, even if you're not a brand new consultant that's going to get the extra $250 for promoting, you can still challenge yourself to see how much you can accomplish in 90 days. We know other people are out there doing it. You can do it too. Okay, so what is required of being a director? So here's my little mini vision board for director. And up here in this little birdhouse up here is you signing your kit, okay? You just built your own little Pampered Chef business right there. And the 5 birds that are right here symbolize that it is the minimum that you need to recruit 5 team members and have 5 active team members with $150 in sales or more to promote to director. Okay, so do you see this little vision board? And I made this cute little hamper thing where I put extra birds. Okay, now notice there's a colored bird that's different colors than these blue birds right here. These are your deadbeat directors. Your deadbeat consultants. They're your kidnappers. Everybody's going to have them. So in my little vision board, I added extra team members, and then I added a few team members that I knew weren't going to do anything, because everybody has them. But what happens is people get stuck. They get somebody who doesn't do anything and they think there's something wrong with them. Instead of everybody gets these people who don't do anything. And do not let them influence the next people you are going to ask. So this is a very, very simple vision board. So here's another one that I made for Sarah, and I'm going to mail it to her. Okay, I made this for Sarah. It shows Sarah up here. She's got her kit going, and then she has 3 team members. She only needs 2 more team members. If she can get all of these people to sell $150 a month, then she is going to look at the other requirements, which are, does she have personal sales of $750? Does she have 5 active team members with $150 in sales or more? Does the whole team have $5,000 in sales? Okay, so see how those little tracking sheets are on our vision board?
Can I ask a question? I'm bad at math. So if each person, if all 5 do 150 and then I do 750, that's still not 5,000 a month.
No, it's not. Okay, because you're going to have people that are selling $2,000 a month, and you're going to have people selling nothing a month. So one of the reasons why I added more, little people right here, little middle people is you're herding cats, okay? You can't make anybody sell. Everybody does this for a different reason. So the more little chickies you have in the nest, the more likely you are to promote to director. The more likely you're going to have the 20% that are selling $2,000 and the 80% that are selling 150 or not selling that month. But this little vision board is going to keep it in front of you. And as I said, I'm going to mail this to Sarah because I know she was having a rough week. So when I was doing it, I decided I might as well do it for reals so she could see how close she was. And she could start looking at that and going, okay, I only need to recruit a few more people. Okay. Some people do hands, some people do stars, some people do houses. You know, I was thinking about doing trailers, but I was afraid somebody was going to laugh at me and think badly of me if I did little trailers.
The birds are really cute.
You know, anyhow,
Birds are cute.
I had the die cutting stuff for it, so I just went for this. And we used to be chickens, so it's kind of like, you know, a little bird thing. So just a vision board. Now, some people have a big vision. And I don't know why I couldn't find big enough paper for this, but, you know, it got really busy really quick. But I did this vision board for somebody who might want to promote to executive. So you can see that this is her up here with her own little house and how she has 5 people or 6 people right here we put names on, but she really has 34 more people on her team. You're looking at needing a base of between 50 and 100 people to promote to executive director. Because that's going to give you enough people who want leadership. So the requirements for executive are 6 people who want to have their own little nest of directorship in your first line and 2 people in your second line who want to have their own little nest. So this person on my team has 2 people in her first line that are directors and 3 people in her second line who are directors. But it doesn't matter that she has 3 people down here when the requirement is 2. She doesn't get to bounce them up there. But if this person doesn't make it 1 month, maybe those 2 people will. And just like we want to have overages of more than 5 people on our team, we want to have more directors than is what is required. And as I said, you don't have to worry so much about national executive director. You want to look and see what the requirements are. And a vision board is different for each person. So here's a vision board for an advanced director. Okay, so she's got her own nest up there. And then underneath her, she's got a director underneath her with her own little nest. Okay, not quite as crazy as the executive one. I obviously needed a bigger piece of paper. And then this particular one right here is representative of a senior director. Okay, so they need 4 people in leadership in their first line and 1 person in their second line. So that's what that's all about. Now, is there any other way to do this? Why, yes, there is. There is something called an elite seller. An elite seller is somebody who has $75,000 in a 12-month rolling period. So basically, they have a little more than $6,000. I think it's $6,200, something and change a month that they sell themselves, and they routinely do that for 12 months. They can promote themselves to director and get all those benefits that we talked about earlier without ever adding a single team member to their team. Some people are sellers. They're not recruiters. And Pampered Chef rewards them as well. They are a valued part of this company. So I just kind of wanted to show you the vision board for that, because that's something some things that people on our team, we have a couple elite seller directors on our team. And this is how they stay a director. And this is how they achieve directorship. And that's perfectly fine too. Because once you have your 5 little chickies in your nest and you promote to director, how many people on your team do you have to have? Lynette? I know you're there. Lynette, after you promote to director, how many, or Katie, maybe you know. Oh, do I have to unmute them or can they unmute themselves?
We can unmute ourselves.
Once you,
Hello, we
we can hear you. How many team members do you have to have on your team after you promote to director the first time to maintain directorship?
Just to maintain directorship after you promote, it doesn't matter how many people you have on your team as long as you're selling 5,000. But you
Yes.
want tons and tons of people on your team, so you're not selling 5,000.
Okay, right answer. I knew Lynette would know that. You don't have to keep 5 people on your team. But obviously, if you want to grow and you want to be healthy and you don't want to be stressed out, then the more people you have on your team, the easier it gets. Okay? So just so you know that you don't have to keep those 5 people. And they're going to go away, and you're going to also get the people who do nothing. The nothings. That's normal. It's no big deal. Everybody gets them.
I think it's important to let people know that they shouldn't be, or they not to judge the kidnappers, because someone who joins and is not serious might just be one of their next directors.
Yes, exactly. And they might like do nothing the first time they sign up with you, but because you loved them and you were nice to them, they came back, and the next time they got serious about it because their why was bigger. All right, here is some homework that you're going to have. The commitment form, the check-in call, and prospecting bookings away from the party. So we had a great question from Karen earlier about how do you get bookings from nothing, right? Obviously, the strong show, and we shared that at the top of the call, and we shared that Love Carpenter's Strong Start training is on our All-Star Atlas team page. So allstaratlas.com. You can go up there and you can pull up the Strong Start, and it shows you your booking lines. It actually, step by step, shows you how to have a great show. What the scripts are, what the words, people put them in plastic page protectors and they just go through them and they use them as a flow for their show. And it teaches you how to get bookings at the show, and that's what I call bookings from bookings. Okay, you do a good job, the hostess rebooks. You are at the show and somebody says they want to have a show, that's bookings from bookings. That is an entirely different skill set from what I call bookings from zilch, zip, nada, okay? You absolutely don't have any bookings and you don't even have a show to get bookings from. So one of the trainings that you're going to have as your homework is called Prospecting and Bookings Away from the Party. And you want to grab mini catalogs or recipe cards or recipe sheets or real catalogs or old catalogs, anything that you can give away. Obviously, having logo gear and a bag that you can, a catalog bag, they have the clear fronts and stuff. But if you don't have the money to go buy a catalog bag from Merrill, you can find different clear bags that have the clear fronts for pictures and stuff at the dollar store, at Big Lots. Places like that where you would put your grandkids' pictures. You can have a whole pile of different Pampered Chef products or postcards. If you don't have any postcards, let us know. We'll send you some. Okay. Then I have
I want postcards, please.
okay, Karen just got postcards. I have these 2 scary bins of postcards that I've collected over the years. And if it's going to help you with prospecting, a lot of people love the recipe cards. They give out recipes and stuff. So this is going to give you the script, and we're going to have a challenge that you are going to meet 10 people. Where are you not going to meet people? In your home, right? You got to get out. You got to get out where the people are. So you need to be what I call a joiner. And that's, you pretend that you have moved into a new area and you don't know people. Because you want to get out of your friends and family circle. If you are a book person, join a book club. If you're a church person, go to church. I'm not saying attack people at church to sell Pampered Chef. I'm saying meet people. Talk to them. They'll talk to you. If you talk to enough people, you're going to get the response of, I love Pampered Chef, which is your opening to say, would you like to come to my launching show? I'm launching my business to a new level. Okay? Even if you've already done a launching show, you can always launch your business to a new level. So, you know, they're going to give you the lines. I do vendor events. And I say these things all the time. Are you familiar with the Pampered Chef? Have you heard of the Pampered Chef? When's the last time you went to a party? What's your favorite recipe with the Pampered Chef? What's your favorite product? Do you have a Pampered Chef consultant? A lot of times I hear, oh, well, she doesn't do it anymore, or she moved. That's my opening. If they say they have a Pampered Chef consultant, I go, oh, that's great. That's all I say is, oh, that's great, and I bless and release them. Because I don't need somebody else's business. Now, if they say, I'm not happy with my Pampered Chef consultant, then I just say, well, would you like a catalog? Would you like to be added to my newsletter list? I don't stalk people, but I do send out a lot of pertinent information. So it might be appetizers for the Super Bowl, or it might be holiday recipes and stuff. But I try to send out recipes on my newsletter. Would you be interested in that? Because the company is going more and more that direction. So they are offering a lot of great information when they do an email blast.
Is that the newsletter that we get on the website, or do you have a personal newsletter that you do?
I am using the company solely now.
Okay.
For a long time, I did my own thing. I didn't trust the company to get it right. Their social media people that they have at home office, they do what I call verify and trust. They are pulling the crap out of everybody. They want to make sure that if they're sending stuff out, it is being received well. They track how many deletes and drops they get. And if they're getting too many deletes and drops, then they change it up so that they're getting good stuff. So I cannot spend the amount of time that home office does in the whole department on social media. So I 100% trust them now to do it right. And again, that's something that's changed in the company in the last 6 months, where I actually got off my control freak soap opera box, and I am just solely using the company's information. There's also Twitter, a lot of Pampered Chef Twitter, and a lot of times I repost the stuff that is being Twittered on my Facebook page. So again, I was watching one day my feed on my email, and up came this Twitter about the roasted protein and vegetable variations on the bar pan. So they had 3 different variations of pork and apples and squash as one variation, chicken and roasted zucchini is another. There were 3 different things. And I'm like, where is this? This is great. This is great. I want to post this on my Facebook page because I know there's a lot of people who are interested in low carb meals that are easy, roasted in the oven, low fat, low fuss, no mess, but they don't want to feel like they're eating the same thing every single night. Pampered Chef came up with this theme. Right now, they're really going to be focusing on the one-pot meals. So that's our next season's best. It's all one-pot dinners. And so, again, I'm going to let them run with it on social media. I might even repost it. So go ahead and use this. Okay, so I need to get back into my outline for this call. See how I'm doing here. Okay, I have a few more minutes. So let's talk about homework. Maybe people can unmute. We can have a question. And we are going to talk about homework. There are some videos that are going to be posted that we want you to watch. Maybe tonight didn't seem like we had a whole lot of meat and potatoes here. But once you watch the homework, there are going to be a lot of meat and potatoes. So you want to print the participation guide. You want to fill out the commitment form. You want to look over the benefits of directorship and circle and highlight the things that most interest you. You want to keep those in front of you because there's nothing like working towards a goal when you can see the things that excite you about it. You want to check in with your upline. Tell them what your goals are. Share with them the commitment form. Take a picture of the commitment form with your camera. Send it to your upline. So I need my little outline thing. Sorry, that's on the computer to make sure that I've gone over everything. You want to work towards the goal of 8 shows a month. Why 8?
Because some back off, some people cancel.
That is correct. You want to be in front of enough people. So if you hold 6 shows and there's 60 people to 75 people at those shows because you've done a good job host coaching, you're going to be in front of enough people that you're going to be able to recruit 1 to 2 of them. Okay? Maybe not the first month, but we're going to teach you those skills that are needed. So we're going to put the link up for the homework. 1 to 2 recruits a month. So how many people do you have to ask to recruit 1 person?
I have no idea.
10. 10. How many do you have to ask to recruit 2 people?
20?
20. Okay, so 1 out of 10 people who you got interested are going to actually sign up with you. So we're going to talk about enticing and getting interest. And again, that's part of the Love Carpenter's show outline. She actually tells you what to say to get the interest. And so that's up on the All-Star Atlas. So I think that's something else that you need to do for the homework. This is a 6 phone call since I squished together the kickoff call and the first call together. I know it's a lot tonight of just kind of covering the basics. We're going to go 5 consecutive shows, Zoom phone calls. And then we're going to have a week off the first week of October because I'm an executive seminar. We're going to finish with a celebration the second week of October. So it's going to be Tuesday nights. I hope as many of you are going to be live on the call so I can see your faces and see if you're bored and zoning out. Try to make it better each time. And then we are going to have a celebration. So the celebration is going to be celebrating people who got 8 shows a month. People who promoted to director. Hopefully we'll have a couple of promotions here. And, you know, we are going to celebrate if you promoted to senior consultant, if you promoted to future director, if you promoted to director. Also, if you can show your vision boards and make a vision board, that's a big part of the call tonight. And these vision boards are super important. You know, and if you're like me, maybe you want to do a collage of the benefits on the back side and what the requirements are on the front side. So you have that balance of the reward and the requirements. So I think that's all that we have. We will post the participation videos. I think if you go to call 1,
Excuse me. Sorry.
call 1 in the director bound course, you are going to find the videos that they are recommending you watch for call 1. So home office has put that together with you. That is part of your homework. So Karen, I know you're taking both the Better Business in 90 Days course as well as the director bound course. So
Yep.
I know you're going to have more homework, but it will be worth it. Okay, so vision boards, and it didn't take that long to do the director vision board. And it doesn't have to be fancy schmancy, okay? Because I was leading the call and we're making, you know, tapes of this, I tried to make it look a little bit better. But honestly, it can just be boxes, houses. You can get the crayon out.
I have lots of those with my kids.
Yep, you can get the crayon out. So whatever your goal is, whether it's director, advanced director, future director, make
Oh, that's cute.
some kind of vision board.
Look at Catherine Woods.
Okay, what is Katie? She got her vision board?
Oh,
Okay.
I can't see it. I can't see her.
It's great because her last name is Woods and she made a forest.
Okay,
Oh,
yes. They want us to be, I think Lynette came up with this and Alicia, and they're on the call, that we need to be the Hiltbrand Hurricanes or something like that. But I don't know if that's politically correct right now with what's going on in Texas.
Too soon. Too soon.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I think I'm doing birds. So, you know, anyhow, any questions?
yeah. Dina, you mentioned the All-Star Atlas as a resource. What is that?
Okay, so I believe people were wasting a lot of time doing what I call filing and piling. And, you know, Home Office has a great training website and they cover what Home Office wants us to learn. But a lot of times, my husband's a pilot, and every time they have a check ride in the military, they used to call it gouge. And that would be where the guys put together the answers to the questions that were likely to be asked on whatever it is on the check ride. And they call that gouge. Okay, it came from the guys who were having to do it, and they would put together this list and they would help the other guys along, right? So there are great YouTube videos. There are great consultant recipe sheets. Like, you know, we have the ice cream maker recipe sheets. That's on the All-Star Atlas. So the stuff that the consultant comes up with, the top people in the company come up with that I can steal, I have a filing and piling system that's up on allstaratlas.com that everybody can use. If you're on the Hiltbrand National Team Facebook page, we'll post that right now and remind people that it's there. But you know, you're looking for the 30 ways to use the bar pan in 30 days. That's where it's at.
Okay.
Looking to do a wedding shower and you want the games and you want the recipes for a wedding shower, that's where it's at. If you want to know how to do a vendor event from
Yes.
consultants, and consultants wrote up the training, that's where it's at. So instead of having to create this huge database on your computer we try to make it easy on people.
Perfect.
You know, there's a search engine. It's not perfect, but sometimes it's better than home office's search engine. So I mean, it's just something. But you know, you have somebody you go to a meeting with that's not on our team. They're welcome to use the allstaratlas.com for all consultants, because I steal from everywhere. I feel like everybody should be able to use it. And sometimes there's out-of-date stuff on there. Sorry, you know. I don't have an IT department other than Dana. I'm the IT. Okay, any other questions?
We saw Hannah earlier. Can Hannah come back?
There she is. Hi, okay.
I do a random question.
Okay.
When you do vendor events, do you have to have cash and carry?
Okay. This is Ina Hiltbrand's personal theory about sitting at a table with a clipboard trying to get people's information. When you do get that information, they're usually really, really interested. But most people do what I call the drive-by. You're sitting and pretend somebody's sitting at this table and I'm a customer and I walk by and I go, I love the paper towel, and they just keep going. You know, they don't want to interchange with you. They just want to tell you they love the Pamper Chef. And I mean, it feels really good to have 100 people tell you that they love the Pamper Chef. But if I can just get them to stop, you know, then they might like me. And they might give me their information, and I might be able to add them to my email list and get an order from them later, or become their Pamper Chef lady, or book a show, or recruit them. So when people see that you have inventory, even if you just have a small assortment of the top sellers, like vegetable peelers, pan scrapers, garlic presses, just a few things in a basket, people will stop. And they'll dig around and they'll look at it. And once they're a captive audience and you're talking to them, the chances you're going to get their information is going to go way up. And so that's kind of how I feel. Vendor events are not about sales. They are about meeting people, giving out information, and getting their information back.
Okay.
So, but I do try to sell enough stuff at my farmers markets that it pays for my fee for being there.
Okay. And do the vendor sales go towards your personal sales, or do you buy that like with your 20% off? Or how do you get that inventory? What is the best way to?
You should put in a personal order, which does not count towards trip points or commission. So that's one way. But a lot of times what I do is I reorder that product that I sold under that person's name. So they took it away, I got paid for it, and then I reordered it under their name, and then that comes back to me, and then I have it to sell again. So if somebody's buying a stone that has a 3-year warranty, Karen, I want it to go under that person's name.
Okay.
Okay. I know. It's fang-dangling it. But a lot of people will go, do you have a bar pan? You know? And, you know, I do enough of my own shows now. I open one of my 8 shows every single month that I do is a catalog show under my name. And when I do send out marketing, I put the link to my catalog show. And so that's how I get some of my product. Because I'm my own hostess multiple times a month. Okay, does that make sense?
Yep.
Anybody? Katie, Lynette?
I don't bring anything to sell at my vendor events. I will do drawings for some extra products I have on hand, and I'll take their orders. I'm on direct ship, but I always have, even when I was not on direct ship, I always had a show going on that would be closing soon enough to where they could order something and the party would close either in the next 24 to 48 hours, so they would not have to wait that long for their item. And it's, you can, but I'm not to the place right now to where I have enough things, and I'm not organized enough right now to order what they want and then put it in their name in the next order and stuff like that. So
Yeah. I mean,
everybody has their own thing.
I didn't have, I had my door prize drawing things, an ice cream dipper, a stone, and a food chopper. As a military wife, that was all I kept on hand for probably the first 15 years I was in the business. When I moved here and I started doing farmers markets, it just kept growing and growing and growing because our team has 3 farmers markets we can do a week. And then I do a big, huge holiday food and gift show. I do a home and garden show in January to get my business going. I like little events like chili cook-offs, barbecue cook-offs, things like that where I can get a table inexpensively at Church Bazaar. I like the less expensive, under $40. I don't like to spend a lot of money on vendor events. So, because you never know. But you got to throw a lot of darts to get a bullseye. So
Absolutely.
that's why I do the cheaper ones. So, I mean, different ways to do the vendor events. And again, that's covered in the training on allstaratlas.com. Okay. Any other questions?
I have a quick comment about that. I don't know if it was at conference or at a training I listened to, but somebody was saying that they put their Pampered Chef apron on at the farmer's market and just walk around. They don't even rent a booth, but they just walk around and hand out mini catalogs.
As somebody who pays for a booth space, and people do that, as a vendor, I'm not really happy for the people who are freeloading at the event.
Yeah, it seems kind of awkward to me. I don't know.
People who do shop at garage sales with catalog totes that have successfully gotten leads at garage sales. But I find that the people who are going to garage sales want to get everything at a bargain, and they aren't necessarily my best customers.
Yeah.
So, but I do know people who do that. I would rather walk around at a chocolate and wine event or something like that with a catalog tote than an event, and people would have to ask me. I don't know. I'm not the most aggressive consultant in the company. I tend to just try to be nice and have fun. And then that seems to work for me.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think I'd be gutsy enough to do it. I was just curious.
Well, you're going to get to practice giving out 10 mini catalogs this week. The easiest way to do that might be join a new MOPS group or a top.
I'm in MOPS.
Taking pounds off sensibly or something, join a group where you belong, a garden club, stamp club,
Yeah.
We're supposed to give out 10 mini catalogs this week.
Yes.
I don't have 10 mini catalogs.
Or recipe cards or something like that.
Full-size catalogs that are out of date.
Okay.
You can make your own recipe sheet, or you can pull something off of our All-Star Atlas, a recipe page, something like that. But what you want to do is have something that you feel good about, excited about to give away. I'm really excited to get the new mini catalogs away because I love that new baking stuff. Here I'm trying to eat healthy, and what do? Come out with an ice cream maker. And then the best non-stick blunt pan I've ever used in my life. And, I have to admit that I've eaten one entire 6 things of chocolate cake. I got to give you my chocolate cake recipe. Oh my gosh. My aunt makes the best chocolate cake. It's also chocolate cake. Sour cream and mini chocolate chips in it and pudding. And I've made it now 3 times. And the cake I made for that bridal shower, Kimberly. Did you get to taste that?
No, I didn't. No.
It was all gone probably.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
The moistest, best bundt cake.
Oh, you have to post that recipe on the Hiltbrand national team.
I will. It's so easy and it's absolutely delicious and amazing. And I'll give you the high altitude variation as well as the regular variation.
I have one more question for you.
Okay.
And maybe you know this lady, I don't know, but there is a lady in this town that's kind of making it a struggle in Nebraska City because it seems like she has a monopoly. And one of the things I was thinking was going to the dance studio to hand out mini catalogs and stuff because my daughter's in dance. But this woman also has her children in dance, and I think they're like in 20 classes or something. So I'm worried about walking on her territory, I guess, if that makes sense.
We don't have territories in this company. But again, that question that I ask is, do you already have a Pampered Chef consultant? And if they say yes, then hands off.
Okay.
But one of the best directors we have, Jane Lair on our team, she came by picking up a catalog at a gymnastics studio. So obviously that works, you know,
Okay.
because we got a great upper level director on our team from her picking up a catalog at a gymnastics studio that was left there. It wasn't even handed to her. I think her husband took it home to her, I think is what she said at our meeting, is that Brian picked it up for her. So, you know, get those out in people's hands. But did you see how excited I got about sharing my chocolate cake recipe? That's the kind of infectious thing that happens when you're excited about a product or you're excited about a recipe. You get everybody on board and they're asking you for it. I actually planned that as part of tonight's call. Okay? Because
I live in a pretty small town. I don't remember how many there are here in Helena, Montana, but I know for a fact there's at least 5 Pampered Chef consultants in the area, and still at every single party I go to, I hear, oh my gosh, I didn't even know Pampered Chef was still around. I haven't been to a party in years. I promise you, even if she has her hands in, 80 different pots, she has not been to and talked to everyone at the local hospital, everyone at every elementary school or middle school or high school, every church, things like there are, every bowling league, every dart league, whatever it is that you have there. There's no way one person can handle a whole town. There's no way.
unless there's some rule that the town can only have one thing going on Saturday, you can only be at one of them. You know, there are other things going on. So check newspapers, check radio stations, check your Chamber of Commerce, check your Meetup. Meetup is a huge thing. I'm going to Chicago for Executive Summer in October, and I want to play some tennis while I'm there. So I went to Meetup there to see all the people who are there. But there's cooking classes. There's all kinds of stuff on Meetup. Just be a little careful because you don't want to meet the creepy guys. But,
Yeah.
there's tons of ways to market yourself. This is a market and advertising business. And the better you market and advertise yourself, the products, the recipes, the theme shows, the career plan, the opportunity, the more successful you're going to be. So
I just want to add in here, Dina, if I can.
Yeah.
I live outside of a town of less than 400 people. And in my career at different times, I've had up to 4 consultants on my team within like an 8-mile radius of me. And I've been here for 15 years and haven't run out of business. So as long as you are your own consultant and you're excited about your business and you're excited at your shows, you're going to do just fine. It's all about just having the confidence in your business.
I recruited 13 people out of my babysitting co-op that was in our neighborhood. So in less than a mile radius, we had 13 Pampered Chef consultants. And the people who wanted business had plenty of business. Babysitting co-op, that's a great thing to join. Got one, if not borrow one.
I have to get going, but
All right,
thank you very
bye.
much.
Sorry.
Good night, everyone.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.